If I told you about a company that grew its market cap 5x in 10 years, you'd think I was talking about an upstart tech unicorn, right? But no, I'm talking about IT consultancy Accenture. And they're not alone. Firms like Capgemini and Infosys have followed a similar trend: high growth. In the IT consulting world, the big have gotten bigger, largely by expanding into new service offerings and new tech domains, often through acquisitions. In that same 10-year window, Accenture acquired over 120 companies. But these growing heavyweights aren't the only players in town. We can divide the market landscape by a few archetypes based on which IT consulting activities, IT advisory, IT implementation, and IT operations, or partnership activities, aka reselling, they focus on. Since most do a bit of everything, we'll distinguish between the firm's primary and secondary focuses. The lines between the archetypes can be blurry. Some of these firms defy singular classification. We've mentioned some of the biggest firms already: Accenture, Capgemini, Infosys, plus IBM Consulting. These are known as the Systems Integrators, SIs, or Global Systems Integrator, GSIs. Their primary focus? IT implementation, which requires large teams given the complexity involved. As massive, multinational firms, they can bring both the capacity and the expertise required. Their secondary focus? Everything else. By expanding into IT advisory and operations and becoming resellers, they've turned themselves into one-stop shops for their clients. Some, like Accenture, Capgemini, and Infosys, started out in IT consulting. Others, like IBM Consulting, moved into IT consulting to support the IT products they were already selling, like data center equipment and computers. Over time, these firms have leveraged their client relationships to expand into adjacent areas like management consulting, becoming more comprehensive advisors to their clients. The next archetype is the IT managed service providers, or MSPs, like NTT and Rackspace. As the name implies, these firms primarily focus on IT managed services, but you can't manage what hasn't been implemented. So they often extend into implementation work as well and will resell technology when needed. Say a client wants to outsource their cybersecurity. An MSP could implement a new system, sell the necessary software, and then manage it on an ongoing basis. MSPs are all about economies of scale. If you're managing IT for hundreds of clients, that critical software update you need to roll out can be done all at once, instead of piecemeal. The third type of firm are value-added resellers, or VARs, like CDW. These firms are a bit different. Their primary focus is on partnership activities. First and foremost, they're resellers. The consulting they do tends to be secondary to, and in direct support of, this reselling. Specifically, the value they add refers to light-touch advisory and implementation services, like configuring a software application they just sold to you. Many VARs are smaller, regionally or industry-focused firms founded on tight-knit client relationships. Next, the professional service firms, like the Big Four accountants, PwC, EY, KPMG, and Deloitte. Their primary focus here is IT advisory, which they've moved into from their backgrounds in broader business advisory and accounting. But in their quest to be full-spectrum advisors to their clients, they've begun moving into implementation, managed services, and even reselling. Some of this has come through acquisitions, like EY's 2021 acquisition of Pythagoras, a Microsoft Dynamics consultancy, but they're not just buying expertise, they're also muscling in with new tech partnerships. The first authorized reseller of ChatGPT Enterprise wasn't an SI, but PwC. Another archetype is the strategy firms, including McKinsey, BAIN, and BCG, or MBB as they're often known, among others like Oliver Wyman and Carney. Like the Big Four, they've expanded into IT from their management consulting roots, so they focus primarily on IT advisory. However, even these firms have started dipping their toes into implementation. Take McKinsey's acquisition of S4G Consulting, a Salesforce Platinum partner, back in 2022, for example. But generally, these firms won't really take on managing software licenses or reselling products. That's not their game. Finally, we have the niche consultancies. These are smaller firms without the scale to run IT operations profitably, so they primarily stick to advisory and implementation work, and they do some reselling. But crucially, they're specialists. Some zero in on specific technology domains, like AI or data. Take Tredence, for example, a niche consultancy specialized in data science solutions across industries. Others zero in on a particular part of the computing stack, like enterprise platforms, sometimes even focusing on a single platform, like Accenture, who specialize in SAP implementation. This makes them ripe acquisition targets for larger firms that want to deepen their capabilities in a specific tech area.